Welcome back to another episode, Squad Creative Podcast.
What's going on? Seek Paris. This would be 58, right, James?
It's 58.
58. We've been numbering them wrong. We on episode 58 right here. So I'm gonna give a little intro and I'm gonna let him introduce himself. But it's my partner, man, my brother James, man, James Washington. I've been knowing this brother for 35, 40 years, man. He been in this doing his money talk all his life. So he been trying to get us to start a business since we was like 10. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Once again, this is James, last name Washington, coming from Seattle, Washington. I just want to thank these guys for having me on this show to be able to represent. Hope it'll help everybody who comes in. It's just honored to be here.
For sure. Honor to have you, brother.
Yeah.
And y'all know my name, Mike Tees. But before we get into this, gotta pay them bills real quick. We the smallest in the game with the biggest guest to do it.
Period. So that. Before we get started, man, I got to shout out. We got a sponsor, Vinyl Supply Unlimited, authorized Caesar dealer, the only Metamark. They sell the only Metamark decal vinyl in the country. You get with Vinyl Supply Unlimited, put in
Squad Creative.
10, you get a 10% discount off your order. Free shipping over $50.
Once again, head on over to vinylsupplyunlimited.com for all your crafting needs. Yo.
So with it. James, man, get a people a little background though.
How far you want me to go back?
You can just go back to the beginning of your financial career.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's see. I want to go back. I really want to say it started back when we was in the Vista. We was having a little store. Remember when we was selling candy, going to the store, buying now laters, setting up the little table and selling. Huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I remember having some management skills there a little bit, managing the homies, making sure that all the money was there for everything we sold. Now later, clans and
Kool-Aid out in front of your house.
Yeah. Selling popcorn and JoJo's.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
But yeah, let's see. I always had a little hustle, newspaper route, selling candy door to door. Always had some little business going. I remember again back into it. I remember my dad. He was asking me, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I remember being like, oh, I want to, be in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what if that don't work out? I was telling him, maybe like be a driver. I always kind of thought that was cool. We used to ride the buses. Remember, we used to ride the buses like 8, 9 years old, riding the buses.
Everywhere though, the places we ain't had no business being.
all over little Seattle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, these kids can't do that nowadays. Boy, 8 years old.
I remember too though that the tapes. When we were doing music, you was the first person I knew to actually go out and put that music on a tape.
Yeah.
Real cassette tape way back when.
Yeah. Buying the blank cassettes, going to the distributors and buying the little labels, printing the label. They printed the label on there, black and white.
Yeah.
Recording each song on each tape, up all night, recording with the 2 tape decks.
Yeah, man.
They don't know nothing about that.
Nah, they don't. But cassette tapes are back in play. They're coming back right now. It's a lot of people putting out their music on cassette tapes in 2021.
Yeah, you gonna go buy a tape deck?
That's what I was saying. Where they getting these tape decks?
We have one. They're bringing those back too. But I actually have a dual cassette to my stereo.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
yeah, they coming back though.
Got an entrepreneurial backship, or what I want to say, entrepreneurial spirit. So you've been always thinking of how to start something from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Cutting grass and all that. Like, yeah.
I say I more start really dipping in and looking into the business, like really understanding how business works is when, we was rapping and, that question came to my mind again, like, what if this don't work?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the back of when Eazy-E and Dr. Dre, NWA, first came out with their cassette, and I look on the back and it says, executive producer, Eric Wright. And I'm like, well, Eric, executive producer, he raps, but then he's on the back and it says this. So I like kind of looked at that and was like, started doing some research on what all this meant. And I was like, yeah, this is like, if this rapping thing don't work, I'm gonna always have something that's business, that deals with business. And to this day, I'm in business, like I said, I work in a credit union, supervisor, and um, I got dollar for dollar bookkeeping, which I started at the beginning of this year, and really going full force with this whole thing. And this is giving me a nice little platform to come on and share some of the stuff that I've learned over the years.
So with dollar to dollar, what is it you can do for small businesses?
Yeah, so for small businesses, basically, if a business is in a very beginning phase, like they got the money, they want to together what they do. I mean, first thing, a business, you got to have a name and start, protecting yourself from the IRS, or, pay your taxes as a citizen, or if you want to grow your business, the most important thing is keeping track of all income and all your expenses, everything that's coming in, everything that's going out.
Mm-hmm.
So, dollar for dollar, I specialize in making sure that every dollar for dollar, and every penny is accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of all that, when it's time to pay taxes, I print out a bunch of reports for you. It helps you when you want to go get a loan to grow your business. You have documents that show to investors, banks, whoever's going to loan you money, that this is what you earn over the years. This year we did this. This year we did this. They can see that growth on paper without, a lot of people sometimes borrow money, but they don't have a plan, or they don't have no numbers to really show, no solid evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I had a bad year in taxes. So if somebody like me came to you with a handful of receipts, with a bag full of receipts and some stuff scribbled on note paper, how would you could you work with a person like that, and how?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a lot of work. So it'd be a lot of pay. It's definitely good to start out the beginning of the year and month to month taking care of that. But since you come with this bag of receipts, we sit down, we talk, and just kind of see where you're at and see how for your business,
Mm-hmm.
and start loading it into the computer. The main pro software that I'm using is Quickbooks. It's real easy to use. A lot of times I find that some people, it just ain't everybody's thing to keep track of books. Like, that takes away time for you to actually run your business if you're scanning all these receipts, putting all the vendors track of books like that, buy your supplies from. It takes a lot of work to put all that in there.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy like me, that's where I come in, and I would load all that in there and spit out a report at month to month. This is what you did this month. This is what you did this month. At the end of the year, here's one that you can file your tax return.
I'm sorry. I keep looking down. I'm sharing this broadcast out.
And I'm doing the same thing.
Sure. Yeah, no worry. Yep.
So what is the? I know you're a financial advisor, but I got to ask you this because a lot of times, a lot of people ask, do you have to have an LLC?
To
Like,
open up dollar for dollar?
well,
No,
basically, like
business.
let's just say I went from a hobbyist to a business. I went from just creating regular t-shirts every day to doing multiple numbers of t-shirts to finally getting into a storefront. But if you're just at the house, like, what would your advice be? Do you have to have an LLC? Like, you just running a, I don't know, shirt sale every, like, a lot of folks don't sell a lot of shirts. They sell a lot of different things, but it's not the same thing. And it's ran from the house. I'm wondering, do
Right.
you have to have an LLC, or what would
Well,
be your advice?
yeah. So, the IRS, they determine by what you're doing. Do you want to do this to make money and in the long run, or are you doing it for fun? And usually they look at that is by how much money is coming in. If you're under a certain amount of dollars, they'll determine that, oh, this is a hobby. But if you decide that, you really want to go into business and you want this to be a business, you have the option of, if you're just by yourself, you're going to open up a bank account or you get your business license. You can put yourself as a sole prop or an LLC. When you're using a sole prop, you're using your,
The sole prop.
what's that?
Sole
What
proprietor.
is sole prop?
Yeah, sole proprietor, exactly.
I knew.
It's just you're by yourself. You're by yourself. The IRS is looking at your social security number as, and you're running all your stuff together. Everything you take in, if you have a job on the side, everything's all together, lumped together. But when you are as an LLC, you're whatever you do over here, whether it's your job, whatever, and then you're over here as this business, and you're basically separating all of your separating your business from your job. And if there's ever a problem in the future, the thing with the LLC is like your assets are actually protected.
Mhm.
They can't go after you or something if they come they're going to sue the business if you did something wrong, God forbid, or you did something wrong or something, and somebody wants to sue you, they can't come after your personal assets. They're going to be able to try to attack your LLC.
So, what's a situation where you would absolutely need a sole proprietorship versus an LLC?
I always look at it like, well, do you want to protect yourself or do you want to get somebody to be able to come after your personal?
Mm.
Which one do you want to do? One of them you're going to pay more to set up, and the other one is going to be cheaper. That's kind of how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to pay more? You're really going to go in business. You're in this for the long haul. It's best to set yourself up, protect yourself early in the game. Or, hey, I'm sole prop. I'm just going to run this. They're going to run all my income together and be able to attack me as a one person, or they can attack my business. Which one am I going to do? That's a personal choice, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you help set up licenses like LLCs, or you just strictly stick to the money part of it?
Well, in Washington State, I do. I can. I don't really put myself out there like, hey, I do. But if we sat down, we have a consultation, then I would at that point say, hey, you don't have your business license. Explain what I'm just explaining to you. It's more like I would be liable for it. So it's like we're gonna sit down together and I'm gonna show you what I know. I'm gonna show you that what I'm saying is real. Now you decide if you're gonna go sign on the dotted line for it. This is what you do. These are the steps.
So, what would a consultation consist of?
Consultation is more just us sitting down and we just have to talk and just kind of see where you're at, see what kind of business it is, I can determine, oh yeah, this sounds like a client that I would want to take on. They're really driven to make it's going to be worth my time, and we would just kind of go from there. I could either charge by the hour or this. It really depends. It's going to depend on how much the business is doing. Really, I could either decide to go hourly, or I could either decide go by a percent of what you make on your business, 0.5% based on your total of what your business earns. Like, that's more something you might want to consider if you turn a lot of money and you need someone to make sure all expenses are accounted for, dollar for dollar.
Dollar for dollar.
Sometimes your mic breaks up a little bit. I don't know.
My mic?
Yeah, I don't know if it's shaky or something.
There's a microphone over there. I think over there. Let's see here. If you guys want, I can just kind of pull up some stuff. Unless you guys have some questions. If your viewers have some questions.
Yeah, that'll work.
I got another one right off the bat. What is the things that you need to have your LLC completed? Because these are questions that we get asked a lot, and I don't know how to properly answer them. So to have you on here is just like, I really appreciate this.
Yeah. You mean to actually go into your state and get set up with your LLC, get your LLC set up?
Just an LLC in general, like what is it that you need to have in place?
Okay, here, let me share a screen here. In Washington State.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all get that thumbs up and please share this live. This is very valuable information that needs to get out.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know where we at every Saturday, every Tuesday, and sometimes we're going to pop up on you in the middle of the week. 7 o'clock. Y'all tap in, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Subscribe. So,
I'm not sure really how to share the screen here. I know I pulled up. I got my screen open.
I don't know what you see on your side.
Yeah.
What do you have that you're trying to show?
On to the Washington Secretary of State. You'll be able to do it for me?
Yeah. So you just going basically like he keeps saying Washington because that's where he's at. But to get to this, you would have to just go to the Secretary of State in your state.
Yes, go to the Secretary of State, or really, honestly, all of this stuff is really at your fingertips. Of course, we already know the internet if we want to do our research, but with me sharing, I would go to the Secretary of State website and they're going to say, open up your LLC, something like that. And then they're going to tell you right there. I know they want your information, your address, who's the people who's going to be governing for the company. Of course, your social, all that. They're going to need to verify you. And it's a pretty easy process. Make your payment, and then they're going to send you what is called an EIN. I'm sorry, they're going to send you a certificate that shows that you're registered with the state.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you're basically going to go to the IRS website and you're going to apply for what is called a number. It's basically the social security number for the business. So you got a number for your state, for doing business in your state, and then you have your EIN, which is your business's social security, and then you have to register with your city. Okay. Whatever city you're in, they want money too. So everybody wants something.
Depends because where I'm at, I don't have to get a city license, just a state.
Definitely had to get it out here. I'm in Ohio.
Yeah, here you just gotta do a state. It ain't no the city. It doesn't matter.
I do see a question over here. Customs journey.
Yeah.
Question is, what are the things you've noticed that individuals overlook? Keeping.
Good question.
Yeah. So one thing I can say is ultimately, again, we're just talking about tracking what's coming in and tracking what is going out. So it's a lot of times people may have a charge for, but they may put it into the wrong account, let's say. So if you have rent, you have electric bill, let's say you order supplies. Sometimes sometimes people will take they went and bought I don't know, pins, something they run the business, pins, office stuff, and they may put it into the wrong account. So at the end of the month, you may say, "Oh, how much did we spend on supplies?" Well, they might have put some of the things into that account and it might throw the numbers off for how much you can actually write off, or not necessarily write off, but claim as an expense to run the business. If that makes sense. Ultimately, placing the wrong, sometimes, or even not even claiming anything. You got a receipt, receipts get lost. So you're able to use that as an expense to claim less taxes to pay on because you didn't add that receipt into the books.
His name, the customs journey, his name is James too.
Oh, okay. What about James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that answered your question.
So I don't know how to get it pulled up. Like
Let me see.
I don't know. You just need the Washington Secretary of State page, right?
Yeah. And I have it here in the background. When I go to the share here, it doesn't seem to. Let's see.
That's because we're in StreamYard.
Yeah, we're in StreamYard and it's different. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah, it just shows our screen, and then I go to window, and it shows.
Oh, here I got it pulled up.
Okay.
What you wanted to look at? Where you want me to go?
Oh, I can't see it.
You can't see it?
I cannot see it.
Oh, my bad. Operator error. Here.
All right, awesome.
So hold on, let me get back here. Where you want me to be?
Now that's a little bit small there. Okay, let's see. Blow up there just a little bit more there. A little more. All right, scroll. All right, go scroll back up. All right, let's go. Let's go to limited life companies. There you go. File online. Fee $200. Normally processed in 2 business days. It looked like you just click that file online.
$200 in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
For a login, I don't have no login.
Yeah, we're not going to go that far. You basically create an account and then start following the prompts. And if you want to, let's see. Yeah, you would basically create your account and just start following the prompts, all the information. Usually the information that they're asking is not anything wild or anything that you don't know. I mean, you know your source, you know where you live, things of all that. Everything to verify yourself. Same thing when you open a bank account or things like that.
Mm-hmm. So, like, isn't there, like, I know people, they go pay their fee, they go fill out the application. Let me get it on here so I can see where I'm looking at. So people, they go pay their fees or whatever, but isn't there that's a good question, John. I'm gonna ask him that in a second. The people fill out their fees, but there's much more, there's many more levels to an LLC than just being Seek Paris LLC, having a name and being paid a fee, right? Isn't there like different thing requirements you have to meet within a year or however long, 2 years or whatever, and different stuff like that?
I don't quite understand.
Is there like, so I go, like I said, I go get a field application, I'll pay my fee. Now I got an LLC, Seek Paris LLC.
Yep.
But there are no like articles or different things that you have to fulfill within the year or whatever in the tax period.
Yeah.
To keep your LLC legit.
Yeah, when you mention articles, when you're there creating your account, all of that, they're gonna ask all that information. So it's gonna print out what you're in business for, what you're doing. You're stating that in that account when you're creating it, what you're doing, who's on it, who's business, and once you have all the things that you need, you just start running your business, start accounting your dollars. That's their only concern is you're in business, you want to do it in our state, you made some money, pay your taxes. That's the ultimate goal there. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah. So Customs Journey asks, could you talk about the tax advantages of having an LLC versus sole prop?
Let's see. Okay, so again, like when it comes to you having a sole prop, you're basically you're basically running your business and you're using your social security number. So
I think he's asking, like, is there anything outside of protecting your assets? You know, other, like, what else is, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I think that he wants to know other than just the fact that it protects your personal assets.
Ultimately, as far as I can see and understand, is that you're just protecting yourself. Yeah, that ultimately is the difference. Ultimately.
So what, you know, like with write-offs and stuff,
yes.
Does it differ from sole prop to LLC like that?
No, so when a write-off, so here's ultimately a write-off is basically my business made 10,000, but I spent 8,000 to make this 10,000. Now, instead of them taxing you on the 10,000 that you made, in actuality, you only made 2,000. You're now just taxed on this $2,000. Off is more like, oh, it's a business expense, so you're writing it off. You're not. They can't charge you or claim or charge any tax on it because you use this expense to make money for the business, make the business money.
So Graphic Warehouse said, I think being a corporation protects you more than an LLC. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's the thing. Ultimately, I only deal with sole props and LLCs. I haven't gone too far into that. I did have a corporation at one time. For me, it kind of acted, as far as I remember and understand, it acted almost like an LLC. I really didn't see the differences or understand the differences. That's why I don't really mess with the corps and things like that.
So once you,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna ask. So once you determine that you have an LLC, let's just say I want to go back to sole proprietor. Is that a possibility, or is it just an LLC and then that's it, and you have to start over with a whole?
Yeah, you just close it.
Okay. So I can close the LLC and then open it up as a sole proprietor then?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, but ultimately, I mean, you're protected more as the LLC. If you're doing business, you want to stay protected. You're only paying the difference is, you know, and paying to pay is different. I mean, the differences are not that much to open up one versus the other.
So did you have to go to school or college for this?
No, you know, remember I started reading books like when I was, you know, when I was, oh, who's executive producer, Eric Wright. What is this? Oh, so reading, you know, going down to, I found, you know, and believe me, this is when the internet didn't exist. So I was literally going downtown to
Paperbacks.
asking all the questions, and
yeah.
there wasn't no just quick pull up on the internet and get some information. The internet has made it way easier.
Definitely has.
And to be a bookkeeper, you don't have to have any. Anybody can start it and just be a bookkeeper. Just go get a license and you can just do it. It's not like accounting where you have to be licensed. You have to pass an exam every year, keep your knowledge up. Anyone could be a bookkeeper. Really, it's really not that hard. I mean, I'm just trying to make it easy and understandable that it really is not hard to keep your own books. It just takes away time, depending on how big or small your business is. It takes the time away from you actually running your business.
Mm-hmm.
We got a few comments. I hit up the comment section. Barbara Fawn, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you stopping through. Graphic Warehouse, appreciate you coming through. Barbara Fawn says,
"Hey, Barb.
LLC basically protects your personal assets. The owner's personal assets, such as cars, homes, and bank accounts, are safe. An LLC owner only risks the amount of money invested in the business. So,
Your personal. I mean, the business assets, the business's assets, cars, bank accounts, like you said, homes, bank accounts.
Looking for a question I saw. I don't know where I saw it though.
And she also stated, Barb LaFawn also stated she carries business liability and protection insurance also. Yes, that's the extra insurance. Yep, good idea, for sure.
So what, like, you know, what I see vision is that there are some businesses that you can start that don't need to be an LLC. A sole proprietorship would just do. Like, what would be an example of a business that you better go get your LLC?
Any business that, once again, that goes back to, is this a hobby or is this a business?
Mm-hmm.
What is your intentions when you start doing it? Are you just doing it to just doing it for fun? You just want to help people. You're not really making any money on it, or are you going to have? Do you run this as a business? And any income that you bring in, the government wants to know about it. So if it's just a hobby, I'm not sure if you would claim that. I mean, you would claim it. You definitely would claim it. I never thought about how you claim hobby. I think when you do a tax return, they'll ask like other income, or they'll say something like, you know, you'll have a W-2 section where you fill out numbers on your job's W-2, but then they have boxes where you add other income. If this would just be a hobby, it would say what other income do you have. Once you have LLC, or you have a LLC, you go to another form that you'll put all that information from here, the tax year, that you ran separately from your W-2 and your LLC income.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers will now go on another form that you would add, file together along with your personal return.
Do so 6. That's Mike. He said food products.
What's that? Food products.
Like a business that you would absolutely need an LLC to protect you in case of something going wrong.
Yeah, that would, and insurance, like a liability and protection insurance, things like that, added insurance.
Kim, the educated natural, asks, can you explain why LLCs must have a separate business account from your personal account?
Yeah, so when you have your personal account, your job income, that's W-2, that's you're getting paid from an employer. But when you run your LLC, they need to see that functioning separately from your life, from your W-2 income that you get paid from somebody, a paycheck. But when you have an LLC, you're paying yourself. You're kind of writing yourself a check too. You're paying yourself, but you are, as an owner, taking a withdrawal from that business.
So how do you do that? Like, so do you gotta? I know what they told me to do. What I'm recommended to do is to write it's a certain term that I write in there. If I have to take money out of the business account to use for personal expenses, it's a term that I'm supposed to put in there every time that I do that.
Yes, owner withdrawal.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
How do you write a check for yourself? For those that don't know.
Yeah, so the LLC has its own. You have your own personal bank account. So everything you're doing with your LLC, you're running all that stuff through that account. So you say, oh, okay, I'm the owner of this account and I want to take some money out of there. So just write a check. Who is this check going to? It's going to me, the owner. So you just wrote yourself a check. But now on your personal, you now will, because you're over here and it's separate, you're going to put this on your over here that you got income from this LLC.
Okay, so it's on both ends.
Yes.
So like last year, I had expenses where I wouldn't even, I had a business account and I have a personal account, and like I might run somewhere, order something, and not be thinking about it, and order business supplies with my personal card, and I don't know why I be doing hand gestures, like y'all can see them, but like I by not thinking about it, just order supplies or whatever the case may be with my personal card, and then for me that caused a problem at H&R Block doing my taxes, because I had to go in and separate each transaction. So, like from my business account, was my business account. But then his personal account, I had to go back through all my statements and find each transaction that was a business transaction that I made out of this personal account. And because my business account was new, there were several accounts, because I'm just used to using my everyday debit card for purchases. You know what I mean? So for me, that made a problem. So anybody that's like out there, and just be aware of that, because just if nothing else, I don't know a lot. I know enough to know to separate them, but for anybody out there, make sure you do that, because if nothing else, you lose a lot of time having to go through a year's worth of statements when in this day and age where we use our debit card for everything. You know what I mean? So
I want to add to that. That's why you do accounting weekly or monthly. So you ain't at the end of the year going back doing that. Do your accounting weekly or monthly.
Oh yeah, you said weekly or monthly. Yeah, and everybody heard my story several times. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I just
go ahead.
I just had a stack of stuff at the end of the year.
Yeah. And if someone did come to me and they say, yeah, I messed up, I used my personal, so then I would basically, to offset that I took money from my own personal, I would just move some money from my personal account into the business account, owner deposit.
Mm-hmm.
Since it was supposed to come from there, I deposited there, owner deposit, and then I could just pull it back out because it really wasn't expense. business. And in that case, save your personal statements and highlight the ones that you were business, and that's your backup. If you're ever audited, that's your backup.
Mm-hmm. That was a smart way to do it. Barb said, I use QuickBooks and I have a CPA that checks my QuickBooks. I do my accounting weekly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, I wasn't that smart when I went into business. When I first started, I didn't know to keep track. And then, like that first year, I made a good amount of money that first year. So, but everything was everywhere. And so, like, with saying that, that's what, as a bookkeeper, that's what you would keep in keep a track account for, right?
Exactly.
And so, like,
and with sorry, let me add in with QuickBooks. You nowadays, like again, everything's getting really easy. You can attach your QuickBooks to your bank account. So every time you do something with your business card, it's already downloading into QuickBooks for you.
Oh, really? I see. I didn't know that. I'd have did that shit eons ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But I actually just realized that right before I got sick, my business license ran out. I got a letter in the mail like a few days before I went to the hospital, but I was so sick, I forgot. And so I got to renew it.
Yep. Every year.
Yeah, I forgot. Here is 2 years.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot because, like I said, it was right. I got the letter right before I got sick. I forgot all about it, and then it just dawned on me the other day.
So,
But
Jack, what did you do prior to this? Like, what was the job that you did before you got into banking and bookkeeping?
Before that, let's see. I probably kind of got into like I was managing the little management job at a gas station, which kind of gave me some bookkeeping, some entry into bookkeeping, or I guess should I say the back end of bookkeeping there.
Yeah.
And when I got tired of working there, I decided that I game, and so then I went to college for bookkeeping. And I'm sorry, I went to I did taxes with H&R Block. I did 2 seasons with them. Yeah, and so
how was that? I mean, ask a question, aside a question, but how was the 2 seasons with H&R Block?
Oh, it was good. I learned a lot out of working with them. And I remember I did my tax return once before, like the first time I did it myself, and I just followed each line of the tax return.
Yeah.
You have the form itself, and you have the book. So I just followed the directions, put this number here, put this number there. And when I came to the number at the end, I'm like, oh, that was easy. Like that was nothing. And so when I went into H&R Block, they just added that, they had that, but then they taught other things, and it was like, you're just filling out forms, and then you have the directions. But in the case of working with them, you didn't have to have no form, no directions, because you just put the numbers in the computer, and the computer does the rest for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I really enjoyed doing that. I got to learn about, how to put tuition, how to put somebody's mortgage on their tax return. I even did a couple business tax returns. I was kind of like new at it and stuff like that. I kind of had to find my way through it, but it was really, I learned a lot. And after that, that's when I decided to jump into and like extend the bookkeeping, and that's when I went to college for bookkeeping.
Okay. So how do you see, I didn't even have my question. I'm trying to read this, but she says, yes, everything is downloaded from the bank, checking the QuickBooks, which saves so much time, and you can do invoicing through QuickBooks. Easy to run financial reports.
Yeah.
So, and that's typically what you would do for people that don't want to do it.
Don't want to do it, or people that don't know. So someone say,
Like me.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I said like me.
Yeah. So
No.
thank goodness for like me, I could just like come to somebody, they say, oh, I have a business, and I could just be like, okay, I'm gonna do this for you. But I actually would help set up like, hey, I'm gonna show you if you wanna learn how to do the QuickBooks, I can show you how to do it, and you can do your own, or you can keep working with me and let me do it for you. Either way, I'm not here to just kind of like take advantage, and I just want to like help people. I want to like show you how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I would like to get something paid, something if I got to do it, showing you, and you keep coming back and say, oh, I don't know how to do this and I don't understand that. And that's where some people decide, hey, this ain't for me. It takes too much time. I really don't get it. And that's where you have board to like take care of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But they're making it easier and easier for people. I'm just trying to share that and let people know that this thing is really getting easier and easier.
Yeah.
So it puts bookkeepers in a place where we have to actually now add value, where we're doing advising now. That's where the financial advising comes in.
And so explain that.
Based on what your reports show for what you did this year or that year, we can say, hey, if you put some more money over here, or hey, you spent too much money here, but you didn't really see no return. You should stop putting so much money in here. It can help you kind of decide, make some better decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I can help look at, this is where his market is. This is where, hey, why don't you try it over here? Try it this way. It should only cost you this amount over here because it's a smaller town or there's less people. So maybe, just kind of where you should put some dollars at, or where you should take away in spending dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so Mr. Washington, have you heard about the Cash App rules and stuff that's about to be put in place? So where if you make over a certain amount of money, you have to start claiming on your taxes. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that the government, they shouldn't, like, they was talking about like $600.
Yeah, anything over $600, you're gonna have to pay on. Whether it's a gift from a friend, if anybody just sending you it, let's just say somebody sent you $700 to pay your rent next month. You're gonna have to pay taxes on that now because Uncle
Really?
Sam's watching. Yeah.
It's right running through your bank account. They can see it.
Yeah.
If I give you any one of you guys $1, government they want something of that. In reality, they want something with $1 change from hand to hand.
Wow.
That's income, yearly income.
Yeah, but for some people, like with my kids, they just have Cash App and they be like, "Dad, I need a couple of dollars," And I don't know if the government should be able to, tax on that because, like I said, sometimes it's really rent. That person ain't gonna always be getting 700 continuously on that Cash App. They might have just got it for that month to pay their rent, or maybe your car broke down or somebody lent you some money. So now you're gonna get taxed for trying to help somebody.
I actually got a loan on there this year too. That was a good amount of money. Hell.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Loans. So like
Cash App about to lose money. People gonna quit messing with that.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think they're gonna pass that $600. I did hear they said something like I was listening to some accountants speak, and they were saying like, oh, $10. But even then, that's still kind of like they're not. It's not for certain that that's gonna happen though.
Oh yeah.
They need to be targeting like big businesses that are turning dollars. Like it's actual makes sense. The IRS doesn't have the time to look at every single account.
Mm-hmm. Barb said, I think it's important to have a CPA that understands your business and how it operates.
Yeah.
Certainly.
What would you add to that?
Yeah, so when you have a bookkeeper is basically accounting for those numbers, and then at the end of the year, you're turning over to an accountant. See, that's where the line stops for the bookkeeper, and then now it goes over to the accountant. And the accountant actually, if he wants to, he can say, "Hey, I want to look at the books. I don't want the reports. I want to see like all the numbers." They can just literally go back, but accountants don't have the time to sit there and track all that. They're more like, give me the final numbers. Let me do the tax return. Let me find other ways to save some more money. Whatever, you know, did you have a house? Did you have this? Did you have that? Did you donate money to your church? Did you donate? You know, they're gonna take all your information and see how they can really save you more money on your tax return.
Wow.
Yeah. The accountant, the bookkeeper's job ends right there. Boom.
Barb said dollar for dollar has a good point about how you are spending and where you are putting your money.
Got to. Uncle Sam looking at everything.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, my stuff was so messed up last year. Good Lord.
So, do you offer classes or like training to train other people to do what you're doing?
Yeah, nah, not really. Nah, I just, if someone comes to me and they say, you know, like again, we have that consultation and we just kind of see where they're at, you know, is and see how much money they're actually making. And I, you know, if it's not really worth it for me, I can say, hey, I use this program. Let me send you some tutorials on how the program works, things like that. I can assist like that. But if it has to keep coming back asking a bunch of questions, now it's like, okay, now my time is like, I need something about an hour or something. Let's work out some deal here. I gave you some nuggets to get started, but you need more help. So that's when I'm like ready to, you know, charge and get what I'm worth.
So I'm sorry.
No, I was about to ask you I was just going to ask you to repeat your question because I heard the answer, but I didn't hear the question.
The question was, does he train other people to do what he does?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Goes. In the midst of that, I just figured out what I was going to say. Dang, it slipped my mind.
Man, what am I got a question, but I don't know how to word it. Deuce06 said it's up to Venmo, Cash App, etc. to file on you. If you making what's worth their time, they won't even bother notifying the IRS and doing all the paperwork, or it may be more random according to BM. That's his baby mama. She work at the IRS. So that's right. But she worked for the IRS. She been at the IRS for a lot of years. So that was directly from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
So what do I got to bring to you if I want you to acquire your services? Like, tell me some things that I would have to give to you or submit to you.
Yeah. Basically, ultimately, where's your income coming from? And what is, you know, in bookkeeping and accounting, we say, what are your chart of accounts like? And what that means, you have income. Where does your income come from? It comes from, I use PayPal. I sell T-shirts through PayPal. I sell cups and I get money through Venmo. I have income coming from all these different areas, and then I have to say, well, what do your expenses look like? Oh, I have rent. I have a building that I rent. I have a electric bill there. I have water bill, cable bill. I have supplies that I need. I don't know that lingo you guys use and all that.
Inventory, yeah, basically inventory, and then
Yeah.
overhead.
Ultimately, where your statements from your bank or your Cash App, your Venmo, whatever, your statements from there, and your receipts. Ultimately, yeah.
I know a lot of times people come in and just pay with cash, and then I'll end up invoicing them a receipt of whatever the transaction is. So somebody paid me $30, and then Uncle Sam's won his 6.5 sales tax. I just added to it. I collect the money, then I send them that receipt.
And your receipts are to that person. It's or you're writing, like say, like I walked up and cash in hand? How are you recording? Or
So I'm using Square right now, and I'm supposed to be using QuickBooks, but the majority of my transactions, especially when they come in cash, is Square. So I have everything itemized in my Square, and then in there I'll choose the T-shirt, whatever custom design, whatever colors, and then it'll ask to charge, and they can either swipe or they can pay with cash, and it gives you the option on the screen: are they paying with cash or are they swiping? And then you just usually it's like 2 or 3 clicks, and then the receipt is sent to them, and the money is collected. Uh, but I have a question about that. So I collect the money, I put it in my bank account. How long do you suggest that money sits in the bank account before you can actually utilize it or use it?
that's going to depend on when you need it. It could be if you put it, if you, let's see, I guess that comes back to knowing your business, what you do with your business, what your business is. And so if you need supplies, then you need them, then you need them. You know how your business is functioning. It just needs to be accounted for ultimately. Um, you could be like, hey, and you run me a report. I don't know what my money is sitting at, or how much did I spend on supplies this month, or oh, I better not spend no more on supplies. How much did I spend for gas? Oh, wait, I need to start. I don't have no money for really to go gas up no and go nowhere. I probably should catch the bus. You know, the reports can kind of tell you that, or runs. It's if you need the supply, you need it. But reports can kind of tell you a little bit better of a story too. Not always do they, but they give you a good idea. So if
My
you
accountant used to tell me that it's a good thing to have that money sitting there for at least a week or until you need it, until you absolutely need it, have it sitting in that business account.
So explain how the report can tell the story.
Yeah, so let's see. Like again, so if you sold something and you sold something $100, okay, you go buy some more shirts. But should the reports would say, well, you sold this amount last week or last month, maybe I should only buy like 10 shirts right now versus me buying uh 20 shirts because I need some money over here for this thing that I need.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you kind of like how much you should hold on to or how much is okay to spend. Ultimately, some people pretty much have it in their head, but some people like a report can just say, you really don't have the money to buy 20, buy 10 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And sell and then re-up and buy more or whatever. Or I'm running low on ink. I shouldn't go spend all this money on shirts when I need some ink too.
So as a bookkeeper, is that the type of stuff that you would pay attention to?
Yeah, it's more like bookkeepers, more like you when you sit down and talk, you're saying like, your business is the type of business that we probably should have a report every week, or we need to get together every 2 weeks, or we need to get together every month. But at the time, I can print off a report and tell you exactly what you spent on what items you needed, how much is in your bank account. Uh, yeah, but for the most part, every week, 2 weeks, or a month is kind of like how you kind of work with the bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And that's a one-time fee?
Yeah, that could either be one time. That kind of get discussed up front. It always going to depends. Like if you're just making big dollars, I mean, I might be like, okay, flat rate. But if I kind of only need to see you for like a short time, it should be an hourly thing.
Mm-hmm.
We only need to get together for 2 hours. Take this amount of time to do it. Let's do that every week. Let's get together for these couple of hours. Or if you're just making big money and I'm counting and you're making it, and I'm doing a lot of, I have to do more work to follow your account, then it's like, okay, I need like a set fee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be worth it for me to work hourly and you're money and I'm not getting nothing. That makes sense.
Well, it's 8 o'clock. Mike, you want to run that commercial?
Yes, sir. What's up, guys? It's your boy Mike T, back at you with another video. And today we're going to be going over Vinyl Supply Unlimited, where they have a lot to choose from. You can get your matte decal, you can also get sublimation prints, color changer vinyl, different layerable glitters, and also fat head material. You heard me, fat head material. As you can see, my fat head is up there, which is completely removable. I could put it on the car, I could put it on the window, and then take it off and put it on the door and then maybe on the floor, you know, wherever it may be. But visit vinylsupplyunlimited.com today. Welcome back, y'all. We're talking with Mr. Washington, financial advisor. What's the correct title? I keep saying financial advisor. So is that the same or is that different?
Yeah, I actually want to say, I said bookkeeper, but I really want to say accountant, but I'm not licensed as an accountant, so I can't use that. But yes, bookkeeper or financial advisor is nice.
So do you plan on ever becoming an accountant, getting a license?
No, probably not. I mean, I probably will stick with this. Um, I'm also, with my job where I work, I probably would lean into this more. It can go hand in hand with bookkeeping, but I can also do financial counseling. So instead of talking to someone as a business, I can also talk with someone on a personal level. Like if you have goals, financial goals, I can help you in the same way to reach financial goals, personal financial goals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but here's a fun fact. I also speak Spanish. I just wanted to throw that out there. If anybody that speaks
bilingual.
But you got to tell the story on how you learned Spanish. And
so let's see. Should I go? Make a long story short. I was in Texas in about 2012, and I was kind of left Seattle for a little bit, and I kind of got into some trouble there. So I had a homie, our homie Charlton. I had his wife. She said, "Well, if you go back to Seattle, what you gonna do?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I don't know." So I came back and I said, "Well, what can I do?" I said, "I think if I learn a language, that would probably change my life." And yeah, since back then in 2012, I can't imagine what my life would be like now without having learned another language because so much has happened in that time, since that time.
So how big of a role does that play in your everyday life then?
A lot.
Fluent Spanish, not just speak Spanish, he speaks it fluently.
Really?
Kind of fluently.
Kinda?
Yeah, kind of fluently. And what I mean by that is like I never thought that I would use it for work. I always was thinking like social. I can meet new people, make friends. Then at my job, then when I told them that I put in my resume that I speak Spanish, uh, they started this program where we help people who cannot get a social security number, but they're able to pay taxes using what's called an ITIN number, individual tax identification number. So it's like basically like someone's social, they can't get a social, so they give you a number to pay taxes, whether you're here illegally or legally. You come here, you visit from another country. Uh, like I said, if you're here and your parents send you money or you need a bank account, then send you money to support you while you're here. Guess what? They want some of that money. Remember, they want anytime you receive money, they want something of it.
Mm.
And there's also, there's people that are illegal, and them too. Even though you're illegal, you're not supposed to be here. They say, all right, well, just take this number, pay some tax, you're good. We'll forget that. We'll kind of just leave that on the side. And so my job, they started that program, the ITIN program, and I'm able to. A lot of people come in. Most of the ones that I've done are Spanish speakers, and so I'm able to do that for them. Set them up, open their bank account, file for that number, and it really came it gave me more value.
Mm-hmm. But it's deeper than that, bro. You like Spanish got him, his wife, and the whole nine. Like, bro, tell the story, man. Quit playing.
Wow.
So
play a big role in his life. You got your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in was it 2015? I'm on Facebook. First I'm online on the internet. Let's see. First off, I found the program by going to the library. That's just where I started. Like I pulled 2 programs off the shelf. One wanted me to read books and all that. The other one just said, listen to these CDs and repeat what you hear, and you're going to be able to communicate with people. So once I completed, I started going online and talking to people in chat groups, Facebook chat, and all these other apps that they have. And I came across this very special lady. She's over here.
Hey, Aaron.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi.
You want to say this really quick? Just wait. Hello. No.
So you still ain't telling the story, bro. Like this man and that. We need to know about El Salvador and everything, man. We need to know. It's El Salvador, right?
Yeah, El Salvador. I'm on the line practicing with people, and then I found a site where people are practicing in the city. I'm like, oh, okay, let me go to these meetup groups and start meeting people and talking to people there. But going back to my wife, who's now my wife, we got to talking and things like that, and it wasn't that long before I asked her to marry me, and she's like, well, what do you mean? How can we do that? We don't even know each other. And she said, well, you need to come see me, and you need to, went off to her country, El Salvador, and
Really?
he said, quick point. What else you want me to say about that?
And the rest is history. Like, I mean, like you ain't talked about your book. You ain't talked about about your book. He got a book he did.
The book describes how I learned Spanish. I share all my tips and tricks that hopefully, if you read it, that you would be able to get over the humps that I had to go through. That you would just get you over that much quicker. And after about 2 years into learning Spanish, I kind of got a little bit bored just having one language. So then I said, well, let me try another language. And so I went back to the library, pulled like 8 programs off the shelf of the same program that teaches the languages, and found that Portuguese is very similar to Spanish. And so I dove into that program, and now I can communicate with people in Portuguese and Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you ain't said the name of the book, where they can get the book, and none of that.
Yeah. Let's see. The book. Well, what is? What was I? Yeah. If you email me, if you want to purchase one and you want to email me, I can like kind of work it out there. It ain't really in stores. I did kind of have it online. Uh, I don't know, but I'm not a marketing guy. I wasn't really successful at marketing and kind of let people know that it existed. I think I did try Amazon, but it was still they too much out of it. So it's like I don't want to charge a lot, but then they want to take something out of it too. It's like that didn't work. So, but anybody here that wants to purchase that little book, it really is. You can just email me and we can talk more about it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow. We gonna
Oh,
have.
and I've been. Oh, no, sorry. And I've been to since me and my wife. I've been to El Salvador 5 times.
Okay.
It's a country. You know, it's a very smallest country in Central America. It really kind of, the United States gives it a bad rep. I mean, a lot of things kind of do go down. And it was, for at first time, I was a little bit worried going there, but now I can go there. I'm fine. I get it. I understand it. I've been to Colombia. Been to Mexico.
Mm.
I've been to Mexico illegally. I entered illegally.
You back here.
Yeah.
He's just saying to the whole wide world, though.
Yeah. You've been on here, so you've been telling us that your bookkeeping experience and journeys and explaining LLCs, but why is bookkeeping so important? Could you please tell us that?
Yeah. So if first off, the government wants to know what you're bringing in.
That's Uncle Sam. He got to know.
Uncle Sam. You can't just be running a business and don't have find out you're running business, and now they want to find out, well, hey, how much money have you made on this business that you didn't register with us? How much are you making on this turf, on this land, and you put us in on it? Basically, is what they are getting at. If you have for bookkeeping, when you file your tax returns and you show profits, banks will give you loans. You can find investors outside of banks, people that whoever wants to invest in you or let you hold something. They right? Yeah, let me hold this. Let me hold $5,000. Well, how do I know you're gonna pay me back? Well, this is what my business did. Here's my tax return. Here's my filed tax return with the government that says I can make this kind of money.
Mm.
It's clear cut that you are a money maker, a money earner. You did whatever you did, 5,000, you did 10,000 this year, you did 100 this year, you did the next year, you did this. Well, COVID hit, we kind of got hit a little bit, we kind of lost a little bit, but you know what, we're going to bounce back. So you should see the numbers come through back again, bouncing back next year, things like that. It's important to have some statements that show what you earn. That's like when you get an apartment, or not apartments, some places will ask for your bank statements. They want to know, like, you're getting housing that's low income. They want to see, well, let's show it so we can see how much money you actually got. You say you only do this, but the statements are going to tell another story.
Right.
So that's the importance of having someone to track your numbers, track your money dollar for dollar.
No pun intended, huh?
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Mike, you got your rapid fire ready?
That I do. So I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. You can answer to the best of your capabilities. What's your favorite holiday?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't really celebrate holidays.
You don't celebrate? Y'all, it's like every once in a while we get somebody to say none. So
Yeah.
that's cool. If you wasn't a bookkeeper, what would you be doing?
Hopefully, maybe CEO of a record company. That's like always a dream. That's still a dream. Like, That's still a dream. Like the executive producer, Eric Wright, CEO.
Wow. Do you think teaching or giving classes on exactly what you do is something that you have planned in the future?
Not really. I just kind of like the idea of just having a small business, and I guess I kind of do teach a little bit. Yeah, not really, no.
So I'm gonna let you in on something, James. Mike Tees is asking because he want to take a class. So you just he trying to put money in your pocket, Mike. That's what he looking for. He looking for a way to learn himself. Just for the record.
Yeah,
Okay.
it really is. I had somebody retired on me, so I will be definitely in contact.
You might want to exchange numbers with him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in a way, I'm still teaching. I mean, hey, I need to know how my books work. Oh, okay. Well, let's sit down. I'm teaching you. You want to know more and beyond just me keeping books, so it does cost some time, hourly time. So I guess you're paying either way. You can pay if someone's teaching you or showing you something. You still like teaching, I guess, in a way.
The last question is going to be a very simple one. What do you do, or what do you like to do in your spare time?
Oh man, I love to travel. I love to travel.
Travel.
All in this year, I've been to Colombia, El Salvador, Mexico, Florida, or not Oregon yet. Oregon, hopefully next month. With Texas, just came back from Texas. Went from Texas to Louisiana. It was only 2 hour drive. Went to Louisiana for a little hot minute. Came back. I love travel. I want to go to Brazil. I want to go to Peru, to Machu Picchu, and Brazil, Portuguese, with a ton of Brazilians.
Thank you for answering rapid fire questions. So if someone wants to get in contact with you, what's your website that they can contact you through?
Yeah, you can go to $for bookkeeping LLC.com. You can WhatsApp me there. You can tell me. My email is there, and WhatsApp is there. So connect with me. List on there for 1 hour consultation. If those times don't work for you that I have listed on the calendar, you can still email me and we can work something out. I don't know how people sometimes, if I'm available to work late hours, I just don't have it on the calendar. I can definitely work something out. It's a free 1 hour consultation. We can just talk and just kind of see what comes up between us.
The baby's booties asks, not sure if you asked this or not, but is a bookkeeper a CPA, and do you do taxes too?
Yeah, so a bookkeeper, his job is ultimately to keep books, prepare statements to turn over to the CPA, so certified public accountant. So where a bookkeeper's job ends, a CPA's job begins. And I can do taxes. I don't list that I do taxes, but yeah, I'll take some money to do some taxes. But only certain types of returns. So I have to talk and what kind of return it is. Basic return is fine. 1040 like a single person, young person that just got a job, a W-2 is fine. Man, they're making it so easy now these days. You can go to H&R Block, you just put in the numbers. You got numbers. You just put the information, and out spits a return. They're making it too easy now. I shouldn't be telling them away that game, but I mean, it's there. It's there.
Free game. We appreciate it. Trust. We really do. Is there any other social sites that we can find you on other than your website? Are you on
I
Instagram?
mean, on Instagram, dollar for dollar, bookkeeping LLC on Instagram, and dollar for dollar bookkeeping LLC on Facebook.
Awesome.
But I can say I really like direct contact. I love it. I've learned my job. I can sit there and email you back and talk, and even on the phone too. Because sometimes when you're messaging and typing with people, if you don't use the correct punctuation, the conversation gets lost on what's really going on. So I like to talk too, or even live. I really like live video too. I really like we're doing now. This is great.
Hey.
I like them too. 58 reasons saying why I like them.
Yeah. I see people in meetings at work, and I'm like, man, why they got the camera off? They need to turn on the camera. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see the avatar.
Yeah.
Well, James, Mr. Washington, we greatly appreciate you coming out and dropping some gems on us tonight. There's more questions I'm gonna have to ask you. Like I said, I'll probably get your number off air, and most definitely be in contact with you. We got anybody in the comment section? We appreciate everybody that came out tonight and rock with us.
Thanks for coming in.
Keith, how you doing, man?
What's going on, brother? He was our last guest.
Yeah. The baby's booty, how you doing?
It's been a pleasure, guys. I appreciate you having me on here. I'm some people, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, man. It was cool having you answering the questions. But you already said all the socials and stuff, so.
Yeah. Quiero ser un placer de ver todos que están en este grupo, este podcast, un placer. Espero que ustedes puedan me llamar por teléfono, email, correo electrónico, te puedo ayudar con sus preguntas y todo.
I'm just looking like I understood everything you just said. But
like what he said, huh? That's hella funny.
Hello.
Hey, Karen.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
How you feel about your husband being on TV? We made a TV star today.
Well, I'm very proud of him, and for him to share his knowledge, I think, so he can help as many people as God allows him. So yeah, I'm very proud. I know he's very smart. He's very and you gotta use what God give you all the intelligence to help others. Yeah.
Period. Good seeing you, Karen.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you too.
Bye. Let me read these right quick. Karen. she was embarrassed, like nervous a little bit. Much as y'all stay on camera. The baby booty said, "Great info. Don't let Mike hit you up too hard." Barb said, "Very good topic discussion." South Bay said, "No audio." Yeah, we got audio.
Yes.
Marquis C. Jones Sr. said, "Love it. That support is priceless. Period."
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glad to get some free game.
So I don't know what's going on Saturday. I don't know Saturday.
So as it stands of right now, we probably we'll have something. We'll let you guys know here shortly. But I haven't got a word back either on that.
So we may or may not be here this Saturday.
But it's Thanksgiving. It's time to give thanks. So everybody make sure y'all have a great holiday weekend. And if you don't see anything or hear anything for us, just know the following week we come in twice as hard. We appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. And Dollar for dollar bookkeeping. You got any last things you want to say to the audience?
Happy holidays, and
Happy holiday. In case I
you track your numbers dollar for dollar. No.
Right on, Marquise. Man, so yeah, happy holidays, man. Y'all eat a whole bunch. You know what I'm talking about, and just have fun. See y'all probably next Tuesday, to be honest. Probably next Tuesday.
All right.
Take a holiday weekend off, eat some leftovers and stuff. Have a good one.